Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Sincerely Latina. I am your host, Melly. So, yes, I have a big announcement. We have rebranded and we are now called Sincerely Latina. And my reasoning for that is because although I really liked the last name that we had, I just felt like I didn't love it. I liked it, but it just didn't align with me, and I kept having like doubts, like, oh, I don't know if it's right for me or not, if that's the name. So yeah, I just rebranded and now we are Sincerely Latina. And I actually wanted my podcast to have Latina on it from the start, like before I even started like recording podcast episodes. For some reason, I didn't do that. I just thought, oh, no, because the audience, they're not gonna like it, or like my followers or whatever, they're not gonna like it. So I was thinking a lot about what other people would like versus what I would like. And I really wanted to have Latina into my podcast. So, yeah. And I really love this name. And we are sticking to it. But yes, I have been on a little break. So I haven't been on my podcast episodes for quite some time. Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, if I'm correct. The reasoning for that is because I felt drained. I felt like so confused about my podcast name. I felt confused about what topics to talk about, the themes, or like the outlook of it, like how I want to present myself or how I want to present the podcast in general. My audience, I went into starting the podcast without thinking about who my audience is. So I didn't really think about like, okay, who am I talking to? Like, who's my ideal audience? And I feel like that's something super important to think about when you're doing something like this. So that was missing, obviously. Like I didn't know like who exactly my audience was. So that kind of it got into my head a lot. But yes, I took a little break so I can figure things out and kind of just go with the flow and see what comes to me naturally, like what kind of ideas or thoughts I will kind of get myself into, and then see how I can adjust the podcast and just make it into something that I love, that aligns with me, not something that I feel like, oh, what the audience or what other people will like. Because in the end of the day, this podcast is mine. It's I'm the host, I'm the creator of it. So it has to be something that I love, that speaks to me and that aligns with me. So, and then in the end of the day, yes, like you guys are my listeners, and without you, there wouldn't be a podcast. But I also wanted my podcast to really just align with myself. So, today I wanted to talk about being on your own, independence, not needing people in order for you to enjoy the things that you want to do. So I want to talk a little bit about that, just truly enjoying being alone. I recently have been getting comfortable into a routine. My routine is working, taking my dog for a walk, and just watching TV at night and just being at home, just staying in bed. That's pretty much my routine. And it's been like that for some time, and I don't mind it. I like that I'm working a lot, and I like the fact that I'm saving up, so I'm not constantly going out, which means that I'm spending so much money because it does add up, especially here in California. It adds up. So I've been in this routine and I don't really go out or put myself out there as much as I used to. For example, I'm not in any relationships or any romance or talking stage or dating or nothing. Literally nothing. And that's not bad. I mean, it's okay, but I do want to put myself out there and I do want to genuinely meet someone new or maybe just like make friends. Doesn't have to be like just meeting just anybody like new as in like romantic wise. But I I was talking to a friend and she mentioned that she went to a bar and she would like talk or like meet people and like mingle, and I just thought that was so cool. I'm like, oh my god, like I should do that sometime. I want to go to a bar like on my own and then possibly like see if like, oh, somebody would say hi. but but honestly, I want to do that, but I feel like I'm so scared to do that. And it's so weird for me to say that because anybody who knows me, all of my friends and family, they know that I've done a lot of things by myself. I never had to ask anybody to come join me. I always just go at it on my own. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it by myself. I'm just gonna go. I don't need people to do this. For example, I'll go to the movies by myself. I'll go to dinner or like brunch or lunch or whatever by myself, coffee shops by myself, a restaurant by myself. I'll go travel by myself. I've lived by myself in two different countries. I know. Road trips by myself. So yeah, I can say that I've done a lot on my own and I never asked for anybody to keep me company. I never asked for anyone to help me. I've always been just me, myself, and I. But yet, I cannot seem to find the courage to go to a bar by myself. Now, to me, that's very scary, and I never understood why. If I were to give someone advice on that, I would just tell them literally just go at it. Just go to the bar and don't wait on people for you to enjoy things that you want to do. Just go and see what happens. Kind of feel the vibes there, and possibly you could meet some new people. It's so easy to say that to someone, but when it's you, we tend to not really take our own advice, but yet we'll tell people, like, hey, you should go. Like, go for it, right? We'll give them that advice, but we ourselves will not take our own advice. Why is that? Why and and why are we, especially us women, why are we so afraid to be on our own? Why are we so afraid to go to the movies or go to the gym? I've met some people who say that they're afraid to go to the gym alone, that they always go with a friend or a sister or their boyfriends or whatever. But they never go to the gym alone. And I just thought that was so weird. Like, I always go to the gym on my own. I feel like it's a lot easier for me to go on my own. So that way I can focus on working out and I don't have any distractions there. And I don't feel like I have to talk or interact with whoever I'm at the gym with. So I just thought that was kind of weird. Like, why is she scared of going to the gym on her own? But look at me. I'm scared of going to the bar on my own. And I feel like a lot of us are also scared to do that, to go to the bar by ourselves. But it's so interesting that I'll see some other girls at the bar by themselves. They're either playing pool or they're just there sitting down drinking. My friend, like I said, my friend does that. She'll go to a bar and it's just her. And she'll sit right there at the bar and she'll just be on her phone or she'll talk to people. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird how she can do that, but I can't. I just thought that was kind of crazy how, like, we all have something that we're just so afraid of doing alone. Rather it be traveling alone or going to the bar or going to the gym alone. Why are we scared of that? Why are we constantly letting fear get in the way of enjoying things that we really want to enjoy for ourselves? Life is too short. Literally, we are in the mid of April. I feel like New Year's was just yesterday. I feel like I still haven't processed 2022 or 2020. And yet here we are, 2024, 4 years later, in the middle of April. Summer's right around the corner, and it's crazy to think about that. Summer is right around the corner when we literally just had the holidays yesterday. So that just comes to show that life is so precious. Life is very, very short. And why would you want to spend your life scared? Why would you want to let fear control you? Why would you want that to stop you from possibly enjoying yourself, enjoying just your life and doing things that you want to be able to do on your own? I want to be able to go to a bar by myself without being scared, without thinking that, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna like look at me, or like, oh my god, people are talking about me. But no one's talking about you. No one's gonna talk about me. In the Latino, Hispanic culture, especially the Mexican culture, it is super common that the woman cooks and cleans and the man supports them, provides for them. He works, he makes the money, he pays the bills, and the woman just has the kids. She stays home, takes care of the kids, cooks and cleans. I never liked that. A majority of Mexican families have more than one kid. It's very common. It's very common to have at least like 3 or 4, especially like when our parents were kids, they had like 10 or 15 siblings. So it's common to come from a big cultural, traditional Mexican typical family. As Latinas, we grow up with that big family. We grow up learning from our moms how to cook and how to clean. And we grow up to care for our siblings or to care for our parents, right? Because of that, we're just so used to having people around us. Especially for our parents or our grandparents, they grew up not having the opportunity to be alone. I don't think that my mom has ever been alone. I believe that she's always had somebody there with her. She grew up living with her parents and 10 other siblings. And then she went from living with my dad and having kids. She never got to be alone. My grandma, too, same thing. Growing up, living with her parents, and then getting married, moving in with my grandpa, and having so many kids. So I feel like because of that, we're just so used to just being with people. We have to be with our parents. We have to be with our siblings. We have to stay with our family. And then once we're older, then we have to be with a man. We have to get married. We have to play the role of the good wife, of the good mom, and that's it. That's just our life. That's all that we're there for. Basically, that's literally how, at least how I saw it growing up. And I never liked that. How can you live without understanding yourself, without being on your own? How can you live and truly enjoy your life when you can't even enjoy being by yourself, when you can't even have that opportunity to be by yourself? To truly understand you and to just love yourself in general, it's extremely important to be on your own. It's extremely important to take time for just the relationship of yourself. Understand, what is this relationship that I have with myself? Who am I? What is it that makes me me? And what is it that I don't like? And what is it that I do like? Who am I in general? Who am I going to be when I grow up? Who do I want to be when I grow up? What do I want people to know me as? I believe that the relationship with yourself is the key to having successful relationships with others. How do you expect yourself to show up for your family, to show up for your friends, to show up for your partner, if you don't know how to show up or care for yourself? That's a cycle that we need to break. That is the generational curse. And I do want to be able to enjoy doing things by myself. Before I settle down and have kids or get married, I do want to at least be comfortable going to a bar by myself. I feel like we have to break those cycles. We have to break through that fear, because you don't want to live your life through fear. Why am I so afraid to go to a bar? Why is my friend so afraid to go to the gym by herself? Why would somebody be afraid to eat by themselves? We believe that people are staring at us like, oh, people are gonna judge us. I'm doing something wrong. I shouldn't be here, especially for women. It's a lot of pressure on women. We see men do it all the time, and no biggie, no problem. But when a woman does it, when a woman goes out of her way to sit at a bar by herself, or to just eat by herself, or go to the movies by herself, it's unusual. It's not like you see that all the time. I feel like nowadays we're starting to see that, which I love. I love that this generation has more of the independent women, basically. I love that because I feel like the Latino, Hispanic, Mexican culture didn't have enough of that the past years. And this generation is definitely breaking those cycles. And it's beautiful to see that unfold. It's great. So I'm happy to be living in a generation like this today. It's amazing. I encourage all of you amazing Latinas, all of you amigas, to put yourselves out there. You're not going to meet the love of your life if you're stuck at home. You're not going to have a big social group or make more friends if you're just at home by yourself because you are too scared to go to the bar, or you're too scared to go to the gym by yourself, or you're too scared to travel or to go to that party by yourself, or whatever it is that, or the concert by yourself, whatever it is, I feel like you generally can meet a lot of interesting people if you go on your own. And I feel like it'll be a great learning experience, because I feel like we all deserve to at least experience facing our fears at least. And I know doing that one thing by yourself, that one thing that literally just popped into your head, that one thing to do on your own, is the scariest thing that you could ever do. Try to face that one. Try to face that fear. Face that fear and just watch how so many amazing opportunities unfold right in front of you. You never know. You may meet the love of your life. You may meet really cool, interesting people. You can make some genuine friendships, make some new connections, or some business networking connections, or you might find an opportunity. Maybe you find a new job that way, or you find something. You never know. You never know. But I love it when women empower other women to do things on their own. You don't need to wait on someone to enjoy the things that you want to do. You don't need to wait on people. You don't need anyone to enjoy your life. This is your life. It's you versus you. It's not you versus him. It's not you versus her. It's not you versus them. It's you versus you. In the end of the day, you are all that you got. Life is too short. Go at it and enjoy your life to the fullest. And it's great to have some company with you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. But in the case that if your friends just don't want to go to that concert with you and that's something that you really want to do, just go on your own. If somebody invited you to a party, but you literally do not have a date and you have nobody to go with or to bring, just go on your own. Somebody invited you, right? So you'll have that person to talk to, no? Or you can just meet someone new. You can just meet new people there, mingle and interact and just have fun. So I encourage you to just put yourself out there in that case and face your fears. Okay, everyone. So that is it for today's episode. I really enjoy talking about this with you guys, and I really hope it was helpful for all of you. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, Sincerely Latina. I do post on there when I upload a new episode, so make sure you stay in the loop on Instagram. Also, if you have any questions for me, or if you would like me to kind of like share your story or answer any questions that you might have onto the podcast, let me know. DM me on Instagram, and then I may just share that on my next episode. So yeah, that is it for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.